In the dead of night, when the zone comes alive, it calls out to those who dare to explore its depths, promising both unimaginable riches and unspeakable horrors. Hello everyone, this is the Dark One speaking from the depths of the zone. Ready your mind and step into the shadows, for once you enter the zone, there is no turning back. The Monolith is a fanatical faction within the zone that worships a mysterious artifact believed to offer divine truth and purpose. Recruits are often brainwashed through exposure to the artifact or captured and indoctrinated by existing members. The faction's unwavering support and devotion is orchestrated by the secretive Sea Consciousness Project, a group of scientists whose experiments created the zone and use the Monolith Faction to protect their interest and obscure the zone's true nature. Monolith soldiers are known for their aggressive defense of the artifact and their near-robotic loyalty to its supposed will. The Monolith Faction's unwavering devotion to the artifact reflects a profound surrender to blind faith. In the chaotic and indifferent world of the zone, the Monolith provides a sense of purpose and order. This sharply contrasts with the idea that life has no built-in meaning, and it's up to each of us to create our own path. If we take this as a starting point, we can see just how much brainwashing goes into this faction. The Sea Consciousness Project is pretty much central to the Monolith's philosophy. This collective of scientists aim to create a utopia by controlling human thoughts and actions. The Monolith serves as their tool for exerting control over the zone and its inhabitants. This raises profound questions about the nature of free will. So let us talk about determinism and the Monolith Faction. Determinism is the philosophical concept that all events, including human actions, are determined by preceding causes, often implying that free will is an illusion. Under determinism, every event or state of affairs, including every human decision and action, is the consequence of preceding events in accordance with the laws of nature or some higher order. Monolith soldiers are victims of a deterministic system. The brain scorcher erases their previous identities and rewires their minds to serve the monolith without question. Thoughts and actions are no longer their own, but are instead determined by the influence of the monolith and the controlling entities behind it. This is a reflection of a deterministic view that human beings are not free agents, but are instead governed by forces beyond their control. The Monolith soldiers believe they are chosen to serve a higher purpose dictated by the Monolith. Their devotion is not a result of personal choice, but a consequence of the brainwashing they have undergone. This preordained purpose aligns with the idea that their lives and actions are determined by an external force, removing any sense of personal agency. The Monolith Faction, through the lens of determinism, raises significant questions about the nature of human freedom and agency. Are the soldiers of the Monolith truly responsible for their actions, or are they merely puppets controlled by a predetermined set of circumstances? This perspective somewhat challenges the notion of moral responsibility and autonomy, prompting us to consider the extent to which our own lives are shaped by forces beyond our control. So let's imagine the following scenario. Imagine a seasoned stalker who enters the zone with a clear purpose to find a specific artifact that could change their life outside of the zone. They've planned meticulously, studied maps, learned about the dangers, and even avoided contact with factions such as the Monolith to maintain their autonomy. This stalker believes in their free will, in their ability to make choices that will lead them to their goal. As the stalker ventures deeper into the zone, they begin to encounter anomalies and strange phenomena that seem tailored to their path. Despite all precautions, they find themselves nudged in a certain direction, towards a hidden valley or an abandoned laboratory, often against their initial plans. They might rationalize these deviations as tactical decisions, but each step brings them closer to an encounter with the monolith, or an anomaly that drastically alters their course. At one point, the stalker reaches a critical junction where they must choose between two paths. One appears safer but less direct, while the other is perilous but could lead to the artifact more quickly. Despite their analytical approach, something inexplicable compels them to take the riskier route. It's as if the zone itself is guiding their choices, manipulating their desires and fears. This scenario embodies the concept of determinism through the illusion of free will. The stalker's belief in their autonomy is systematically undermined by the zone, which acts as a deterministic force. Every choice the stalker makes is influenced by factors they cannot control, psychic influences, hidden anomalies, and the very architecture of the zone, which seems to have a will of its own. The stalker believes they are exercising free will, but in reality, their actions are predetermined by the zone's design. The zone, much like a deterministic universe, has set conditions and influences that ensure a certain outcome regardless of the individual's intention. Consider the idea of fate versus free will in real life. It's believed that the universe has a certain order and that individuals can only exercise limited control within this framework. A person might believe they are making free choices, but these choices are heavily influenced by prior events, environmental factors, and inherent nature, just as the stalker's choices are guided by the zone. This might even lead us to one of the questions such as, how do stalkers even end up in the zone? Let me know in the comments if you guys would like to see such a video, and please hit that like button if you made it this far. Now back to the video. There are, however, cases in which Monolith soldiers have regained their humanity. Strider is a unique and intriguing character within the Stalker universe, particularly because he is a former Monolith soldier who broke free from the faction's brainwashing. He first makes an appearance in Stalker Call of Pripyat as an ex-Monolith fighter. Strider represents the possibility of redemption and the struggle for identity after being subjected to total control. Unlike most Monolith soldiers, who are completely loyal to the Monolith's cause due to their brainwashing, Strider regains his sense of self and autonomy, making him a rare case of resistance against the force of the Monolith. He also makes an appearance in the Stalker 2 trailer and will most likely play a significant role in the game after its release.
I felt as if I was awakening from a years-long coma.
The Monolith strips its followers of any illusion of free will, binding them to a predetermined path. In contrast, free stalkers, though still subjects to the zone's many forces, navigate with a sense of autonomy, making choices, however limited, about their fates. The Monolith shows how in a world as unpredictable as the zone, control can still reign supreme, shaping destinies with an iron hand. As we wrap up this journey into the dark heart of the zone, we've uncovered the layers of reality that intertwine to form this mysterious, dangerous world. I would also like to mention that this video has been made before the release of the Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl, and any new characters, locations or events have not been mentioned because of that. But before you go, remember, the zone's secrets are endless and this is just the beginning. If you want to delve even further, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell and like this video. The zone may be unforgiving, but with knowledge comes power. Until next time, stay vigilant, because in the zone, it's not just about surviving, it's about understanding.